Greetings, I am Gordon Boschman, principal of Berthoud High School. Welcome to the class of 2020's virtual graduation ceremony. A special thanks to Karen Barrett and Kristen Lutz for their work in organizing the many details required to make this virtual ceremony a reality for our seniors. Before I begin, I would like to take a moment to recognize all the former, current, and future members of our armed forces. We thank you for your service and for your sacrifice so that we may continue to enjoy so many freedoms our country affords us. Again, thank you. Today marks a very special accomplishment for the class of 2020. Their public school experience from kindergarten through their senior year has truly been like none other before them. Students in the class of 2020 were born into a world of adversity and have experienced numerous international, national, and local tragedies in their lives up until today, including 9/11, the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, the stock market crash of 2008, the local flooding of the Big and Little Thompson Rivers of 2013, and now the COVID-19 pandemic. In the past 11 months of getting to know this class of 2020, I am confident they will continue to turn their experiences of adversity into opportunities for growth. Adversity is something nobody can elude forever. Whether you are a risk taker or someone who likes to play things safe, life will inevitably throw challenges in your direction. While the last 3 months of your high school experience were definitely not what each of you had planned, expected, or deserved, your future remains bright and full of amazing opportunities for growth. Some of you may need to reset some new goals for yourself, but always remember how active you are in dictating your own destiny and following your dreams. An absolutely amazing accomplishment of the class of 2020 is that collectively they have earned scholarships totaling $4.5 million. I sincerely offer my congratulations to the resilient class of 2020, and I wish each of you the best of luck. The following speakers during this ceremony will include Thompson School District Superintendent Dr. Mark Schaefer, Berthoud High School Class of 2020 elected speaker, science teacher Scott Kent, and co-valedictorians Kyle Pinto, son of Cherie and Carl Shiflett, and Jacob Isley, son of Elaine and Kenneth Isley. We will also hear from salutatorian Andrew Rottinghaus, son of Nicole and Michael Rottinghaus, and our senior president, Fiona Bump.
Greetings, Berthoud High School graduates. You did it! Congratulations on your graduation from high school. This is a momentous and exciting time for each and every one of you, and we could not be more proud. The class of 2020 will forever be unique and special. I hope you have seen this year not as missed opportunities and loss, but rather as a time where you have flourished and persevered. On balance, you have made countless memories, achieved an incredible amount of accomplishments, and have experienced so many events in your lives from kindergarten through 12th grade. These collective moments, experiences, and events have shaped and prepared you for the exciting life that now lies in front of you. My charge to you is to make an impact on your community and in the world. You are talented, driven, and passionate. You are also dreamers and idealists. Don't merely be a spectator in life, but play a leading role in it. Make a splash, and a big one. I encourage you to experience life, explore the world, and make a mark that only you are capable of doing. Many of you will head off to college next year, and some of you will join the workforce. Others will enlist in the military, and some may even experience a gap year where you pause and ponder your future. Whatever your pathway, keep moving forward. You are capable of anything and everything. On behalf of the Thompson School District and our Board of Education, congratulations, Berthoud High School graduates. You did it. You are phenomenal. Now show the world who you are.
Hello, and congratulations, Berthoud High School Class of 2020. I would like to extend a virtual welcome to you, along with your family, friends, and my colleagues at Berthoud High School. To begin, I would like to say how humbled and grateful I am to have this opportunity to speak before you. This is, in fact, one of the greatest experiences and opportunities I've ever had as a professional educator. As some of you know, I'm a man of few words and I usually get straight to the point. I have always felt a special connection to your class, and I must admit these past few months have been anything but normal. To be honest, you have to admit, back in March, having an extended spring break probably felt like a nice bonus at the time, but things quickly spiraled out of your control. I can only begin to imagine what some of you are feeling. The spring of your senior year was supposed to be a time filled with special, precious memories. Your senior prom, track, soccer, robotics, baseball, tennis, and yes, even Mrs. Branvold's final exam. I don't want to focus on what has been lost, but rather one of the lessons that we have all gained from this COVID-19 pandemic. One thing for sure is that you are all living in historic times, and you will always be remembered as the quarantine class of 2020. There is an ancient Chinese saying one would give as a curse to their enemy: may you live in interesting times. These are interesting times indeed, but what have we all gained from this experience? Well, one thing is that many people go through their entire life only to realize in the end they wish they had lived every day to its fullest. Do not count the days, make every day count, I have been told. This is one of the most important lessons in life. In Latin, the words are carpe diem, or as Robin Williams used to say, seize the day. Now, this doesn't mean to live in reckless abandonment of any responsibility, but rather to cherish the people and the beauty around you. Never take life's experiences for granted, including the people in your life. Having the spring of your senior year taken away from you has taught you what carpe diem is all about. Never take something for granted and live each day to its fullest. As you can imagine these mountains on the other side of the wall over there, remember that Berthoud will always be your home. Don't be afraid to venture out of this town that many of you have lived in for your entire life. As you venture into this world, remember the wonderful people here in Berthoud, your family, friends, teachers, coaches, and mentors who have all helped shape you into the person that you are today. Just before the quarantine began, we all watched as the Berthoud High School girls basketball team united an entire community together. Knowledge Bowl and robotics were poised to do great things. Then life as we know it came to an abrupt halt. Many of you have accomplished so much in 18 years, and I know that you will go on to accomplish many more great things in your life. Starting now, you're about to enter into a new journey in your life. For those of you going into a service career, such as the military, police academy, or medical fields, words cannot convey my deep appreciation for your dedication and sacrifice. You are a special person, and you're about to do something that takes a lot of courage to become one of these fields. As you go off into a new and exciting journey, I would like to give you this priceless piece of advice. The single most important thing that you can learn at school is what you want to do with the rest of your life. While I was in college, I was in and out of different majors, never really understanding why I was there. Going to college just seemed like the next thing to do. I might have told you about that time I came home from college on a very dark and bleak winter break, only to discover that my father had just found out he had spent over $10,000 in tuition for his son to take a bunch of ice skating and racquetball classes. And I'm still really bad at ice skating and racquetball. Once I discovered what it was that I truly wanted to do, which of course is teaching science, everything fit into place. College made sense, and I had a deeper focus and a purpose for going to school. I have always been impressed with your class because many of you have already found your purpose in life and what it is that you want to do. For those of you who are still searching, do not succumb to the outside pressures of what you think will please others. You must look inward. I know as your science teacher, I would often say, use your mind to figure it out, or have an open mind, just not so open that your brains fall out. Well, this time I'm telling you to look inward. Listen to what your heart is saying. Who are you at your core, and what makes you happy? Sometimes in college, I would hear people say their senior year that they didn't really like their major anymore, but it was too late or too expensive to change. Too late to change? What do you mean? I would say to them. You're going to be spending the rest of your life in a career you hate. When it comes to finding your purpose in life, it is never too late to change the path you're on. It doesn't matter what path you choose. What matters is that you listen to your heart. Who are you at your core? Find a career path that you love, and your passion for that career will make the world a better place. I would like to end with a quote from Steve Jobs. Your work is going to fill a large part of your life, and the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. And the only way to do great work is to love what you do. If you haven't found it yet, keep looking. And like any great relationship, it just gets better as the years roll on. So keep looking until you find it, and do not settle. Seize the day, follow your heart, and thank you for the memories. Congratulations, and may God bless the Berthoud High School class of 2020. Thank you.
A little less than 19 years ago, our great country was struck with disaster as the World Trade Center was subject to a horrific terrorist attack, the likes of which we had never seen. The country was overcome with a fear they hadn't possessed since the days of the Cold War. It was into this America that we were born. We began our lives in a country stricken with fear and polarized in their response to this crisis. Now, as we take our first steps into adulthood, we are faced with a nation plagued by a similar fear and polarization. We will no longer be remembered as just the class of 2020, but instead as the class of COVID-19. Our world and our country are polarized and afraid. Just before spring break, the only things any of us had on our minds were getting ready to tough out the fourth quarter of our senior years, to ask our crushes out to prom, study for our final exams, or to finish throwing together the seemingly endless slew of scholarship applications. But then, to everyone's surprise, the last day of our third quarter became our last day of in-class instruction, as we suddenly transitioned to a life of quarantine in a matter of weeks. One by one, our plans were all canceled as the public health crisis forced any and all social gatherings to cease. No more prom, no more senior sunset, no more grad parties, no more sports championships, club competitions, no more seeing your friends. Heck, you couldn't even go out to a restaurant to celebrate your achievements with your family. Instead, we all had to remain cooped up at home, fighting with our siblings over toilet paper and struggling to get our computers set up for the slew of Google Meet and Zoom meetings. Our usual stable routines were replaced with irregularly checking Google Classroom and accidentally sleeping through that morning lecture. Our teachers and staff worked tirelessly to develop a modified curriculum that would do its best to emulate our traditional in-class experience without making any of us feel cheated of an integral part of our development and education. And let's not forget how our AP exams were replaced by tiny 45-minute shots of caffeine and adrenaline while we tried to spill a whole year's worth of knowledge in just a few minutes because we knew all too well that our internet from the last decade would take a lot more than 5 minutes to upload our work. For almost all of us, our lives were drastically changed. Some of us dealt with serious mental health problems as a result of social isolation, and some of us lost someone irreplaceable forever. But today, we still stand here before the world, wiping the dust from our hands and the sweat from our brow. We hold our fists up again, ready for the next punch life will throw our way. Because although the world may try to define us by our challenges, call us the class of COVID-19 and pity our struggles, we choose how we want to define ourselves and how we want to shape our world. We aren't just the generation that was born into post-9/11 America, nor were we just the class struck by coronavirus. We were the class that overcame both these crises and many, many more. The obstacles we face don't define who we are. What truly defines us is how we all come together during these times to press on. We are the next generation, and we're just getting started.
Yes, what defines the class of 2020 is its compassion for others and its extreme willingness to give back. Adversity comes in a natural, shifting cycle, but it is the way that our class is able to respond to this cycle which demonstrates these amazing qualities. When we are faced with an academic challenge, like a physics or calculus exam, we show our compassion by forming tutoring groups in order to help each other succeed. When our morale suffers due to other obstacles in school, the class of 2020 creates togetherness by joining, founding, and leading clubs like Sources of Strength, National Honor Society, and Student Council in order to create events that spread happiness and support. When our community struggles, the class of 2020 is there to work for our local businesses, grow food in our community gardens, and do countless volunteer activities for those who need it the most. While this trend of support shows our compassion and our unity, it also demonstrates the way that we are able to cancel out a cycle of adversity with a cycle of support. Students that get help in school are able to give help in school. A community that gets help from volunteers is able to fund our schools and to give scholarships in order to help us go out into the world. The class of 2020 gives its support in countless ways, and so we receive support in countless ways. When we are all compassionate, selfless, and hardworking, together, we can lift up our entire community and scale any obstacle in our way. The cycle of support is not only what makes you all special, but it is the key to making our future special. I know many of us are afraid of missing out on the joys of our futures because of recent events in our lives, but these obstacles become temporary when we help each other. There will be a time when we can travel abroad, when we can explore the cosmos, when we can change our world, and when we can celebrate with our friends. No obstacle, challenge, or historical event can take that away from us so long as we work together. Our cooperation as a community has made it so that celebratory times like parties, dinners, and barbecues can be just around the corner, and it has brought us all here to celebrate today. As all of you go out into the world, I want you to remember to give as you have always given, and to receive help whenever you need it. Together, we have been selfless and compassionate, and now it is your turn to share these qualities with a new community. Although the obstacles of today seem to be massive summits, together we can scale our way to the top, no matter where we are. Congratulations, everyone. You've worked so hard to scale this mountain of high school, and now it is your turn to celebrate as you take the next step into your futures.
Instead of writing the regular speech about how we will change the world and do great things, I've turned to Dr. Seuss for my inspiration. Congratulations. Today is our day. We're off to great places. We're off and away. We have brains in our head. We have feet in our shoes. We can steer ourselves any direction we choose. We're on our own, and we know what we want to know, and we are the people who will decide where to go. Before we all leave to far and beyond, let's take a look back at all the things that we've done. We'll start back where as freshmen we stood, standing in the high school of Berthoud. The Stuco events flew by as fast as they came. Even when they went wrong, we had Fiona to blame. To assemblies we marched to have tons of fun, like when Mr. Moore dressed up as a woman. Then for one fine morning, through the doors a car blew. Berthoud High School was graced with a brand new drive-thru. We were all surprised, as the culprit had ran. Miss Steele had her suspect. It must be the Kool-Aid Man. 4 different principals. Each would turn and run. Putting up with us for more than a year, this could never be done. It became a tradition that was seen every year. We all came to school driving our tractor John Deere. February came, Valentine's Day to impose. All of the girls were given a rose. Through the time we had together and the sports that we saw, there were many things that put us in awe. Girls basketball had a Final Four run. With a gym full of people, in overtime they dramatically won. Fridays would come, turning days to nights. We would always watch our Spartans play under the lights. With senior spring, COVID-19 showed up to the game. Our graduation would never be the same. Our town showed us love. They heard our cry, and threw a parade for a final goodbye. We loved our teachers with all our hearts, from science and math to English and arts. We thank our friends and our families too, for we would not be here if it hadn't been for you. I now turn to you with Spartan pride, for we all never knew it'd be this kind of ride. No matter what happens, hold on to the memory of being a part of the class of 2020.
Daisy Anchondo Wagner. Juan Carlos Areola. Valeria Avila. Juliette Babiak. Alyssa Elizabeth Bailey. Samuel Vaughn Baird. Christina Kaylin Ball. Ashlyn Elizabeth Balliet. Catherine Jo Bollinger. Mary Madeline Berkowski. Erica Shea Beard. Riley Mae Bebo, Michaela Sue Bennington, Cassidy Janelle Berry, Caden Ryan Bevenditch, Rachel Ann Bird, Kimberly Ray Blau, Victoria Sharon Brandon, Brianna Danae Brettel, Kaylee Marie Brown, Jacob Ryan Earl Brush, Lillian Marie Buck, Fiona Rose Bump, Lily Carolyn Burtis, Spencer Ryan Calkins, Nicholas Ray Campbell, Sydney Ann Campbell, Dylan Andrew Carter, Kevin Robert Carter, Conrad Winfield Casiato, Taylor Jordan Cave, Emily Jean Cavey, Tristan West Clarkson, Isabella Josephine Condon, Kyle Conlon, Kara Jo Courtwright, Jace Thomas Courtwright, Faith Abigail Cushman, Ethan Coltrane Ducoteau, Daria Hope Degnan, Lily Lynn Degnan, Mackenzie Rose Donker, Christian Joel Stephen Dorn, Caitlin Bailey Drexler, Vincent James Dubavose, Olivia Rose Dunn, Jonathan Eli Michael Edwards, Joshua Thomas Esposito, Julianne Grace Evans Dennison, Sarah Elizabeth Foley, Caleb Patrick Francis, Malachi Rayshawn Frazier, Caden Elias Garcia, Michaela Anissa Garman, Hunter Ty Gerner, Isabel Rose Giddings, Mackenzie Ann Glass, Sakura Shaw Maria Glasser, Larissa Raquel Glubensky, Eric James Godfrey, Ashton Mahere Gonzalez, Logan Allen Goodemote, Sean Paul Griffith, Cody Deming Gustafson, Luis Carlos Gutierrez, Matthew Trent Haberkan, Logan Matthew Hancock, Caitlin Paige Haynes, Aaron Robert Hardy, Taitlin Ann Herigfeld, Madison Grace Hart, Callie Rachel Hartle, Savannah Elise Hepworth, Ashley Nicole Hyatt, Andrew Jacob Hill, Kobe Scott Hobart, Derek Andrew Hoffmeister, Tegan Renee Holmes, Amber Dawn Holt, Brent Lee Hoagland, Tucker Francis Horsch, Gunnar Kyle Hudson, Jordan Riley Huff, Nathaniel John Hulsey, Jacob Russell Isley, Caitlin Michelle Jenkins, Julian Stephen Kaiser, Landon Alexander Keller, Abriel Raphael Khan, Logan Michael Kilgrow, Landon Chad Kindred, Lucas Matthew Klein, Jack Charles Knobloch, Allison Elizabeth Koenig, Lourdes Marie Koba, Isabel Autumn Lawrence, Shane Alexander Lee, Audra Michelle Leeper, Shannon May Leon, Bethany Caitlin Lester, Katrin Elizabeth Lether-Barrow, Jeremiah Stone Lewis, Brock Johnson Leopold, Yu Qian Lin, Abigail May Lambatis, Emma Kate Lundgreen, Isaiah Joel Maldonado, Zidane Lamar Markey, Sarah Pauline McCormick, Aiden Michael McIntosh, Isabella Annika Marin, Michaela Aislinn Mylan, Emma Jo Miller, Bryce Daniel Mitz, Samuel Reeve Miser, Devin Truman Moneypenny, Joshua Roland Myers, Caitlin Cheyenne Norris, Grant Michael Novak, Aaliyah Janae Parks, Ariana Jade Para, Trinity Serene Payne, Susan Marie Pennock, Haley Marie Pepper, Paige Nicole Petrocco, Samuel Zane Pickard, Alexander Scott Pickett, Kyle Paday Pinto, Skylar Ray Radloff, Rebecca Lynn Reed, Adrian Michael Regito, Haley Leanne Reichenbach, Hannah Marie Roberts, Adam Patrick Robitaille, Taylor Dash Rogers, Robert Stanley Ross, Andrew John Rottinghouse, Ella Minerva Rupp, Heriberto Sanchez Rico, Jordan Don Schachterly, Ryler Matthew Shell, Richard Joseph Schiraldi, Gabriana C. Schomer, Alexandra Kelly Schultz, Kelsey Grace Selland, Rex Rim Sheets, Caleb Daniel Smith, Cooper Nelson Stratmeyer, Cale William Stroh, Talon Laakai Sully, Dylan William Swisher, Callie Nicole Taylor, Luis Guillermo Torres, Emily Marissa Trojan, Ashley Ann Turney, Layla Mist Marie Urbane, Jasmine Elizabeth Vanderwall, Destiny Arlene Vigil, Dawson Riley Visger, Carter Richard Von Segern, Leah Fern Walton, Caitlin Amanda Whipple, Taylor Nicole Whittet, Sage Adele Widener, Jenna Marie Williamson, Chase Evan Williams, Colton Charles Williams, Dalton Dale Williams, Kelsey Rose Whitting, Robert Jackson Wood, Olivia Lauren Wright, Dylan Tyler Wynn, Callan Harold Zink.
We will now move to complete the honor tradition of turning the tassel. The tassel on the right-hand side symbolizes our time as growing and learning students. Moving that tassel to the left-hand side symbolizes our status as accomplished graduates. So join me now in turning your tassel. And here's to the graduating class of 2020.